What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at BMW of Wesley Chapel. Phil has given us the 2021 BMW X7 M50i X-Drive. MSRP starts at $99,800. This one in your blue metallic at $106,295. This is powered by your 4.4-liter V8 BMW M twin-powered turbo, getting 523 horsepower, 533 pound-feet of torque. A 0 to 60 out of 4.5 seconds. Matted to your ZF8 Speed Steptronic, getting 17 to 21 mpgs. We're going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. BMW aerodynamic kit. I like the long hood that's on this vehicle because of the fact that this is the biggest BMW that they make. You also have that big grille that is also derived on your 4 Series, but it fits really flush on the X7, especially when you get the M50i with the extended trim. That's the package we have. You get this nice high gloss black polish. Also matching down here on the lower trim, LED fog lamps, LED projected auto leveling with laser headlamps. And just the way everything flares out, it proportions really good with a width of 78.7 inches and a height of 71.1 inches. We're set with 22-inch M wheels, M Sport brake with your blue calipers. The fenders don't really flare out, but I do like the clean line structure that they provide on the side. M Sport differential, standard 2-axle air suspension, double wishbone in the front, multi-link in the rear. The length of the vehicle at 203.3 inches with the wheelbase at 122.2 inches. Soft closed doors, laminated glass, standard active blind spot detection, frontal collision warning, city collision mitigation, lane departure warning, and more. I like how everything's blacked out on the side because when you're getting an M50i, you really want the aesthetics to match, and the blue and the black match really well. I don't really like the fake vent here on the side, but it does give a nice aesthetic look with the wraparound LED taillights. The proportions of the rear doesn't necessarily scream 500 plus horsepower. However, I like the subtle look that they're going with because this is the biggest vehicle that they make. So to go overboard with different proportions and line structures, I think it would just overkill the size of this vehicle. Because we have that extended shadow trim, everything blacked out in the rear. So even this chrome part here that would normally be chrome in your X7, nicely blacked out, and it fits good on this blue metallic. Powder coat for your dual exhaust tips. I wish they added a diffuser here for the lower trim of the bumper, and I do like the fact that this is not a matte black, because typically in a sun or very hot area, 2 or 3 years down the road, you're putting different chemicals to rejuvenate it. You'll have your power liftgate going inside to 12.8 cubic feet, put the third row down at 48.6 cubic feet, maxing at 90.4 cubic feet. Underneath the third row, you'll have some more storage. You can raise and lower the suspension in the rear, Park Assist Plus, and your remote engine start. Now let's get inside this thing, start it up so we can hear that exhaust note. The luxury look that they give down the side with the lines that just structure to the front and the rear, it just really sets a nice tone. Over 180 horsepower more than the X740i. It is around $15,000 to $20,000 more in premium. However, we're going to see in the drive. Let me know in the comments what you think about this 2021 BMW X7 M50i as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside this X7 M50i, you're going to be getting 41.9 inches of headroom, 39.8 inches of legroom. Vernaska leather front bucket seats. Heated, ventilated, massage, 20-way power multi-contour front seats, 12.3 digital gauge cluster. It's configurable. You can have your navigation in the center set with your heads-up display. The digital gauge cluster is not as configurable as your Mercedes-Benz or your Audi, but I do like the boomerang look that they give. Sports M steering wheel, heated multi-function paddle shifters. They're plastic, but I really do like, and I've stressed on all the reviews, the feel of the M steering wheel. It is nice. 12.3 infotainment. You have your gesture, you have your pinch, and you have your swipe. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Wi-Fi hotspot, Sirius XM with 360L, 16 speakers Harman Kardon, 464 watts, 5 climate control settings. Because we have the extended package, you're going to get your heated and cooled cup holders, and you can fit probably a 20 ounce. You have a 12 volt here, USB port, and your wireless charging pad. You'll also be receiving the glass control buttons right here with the wood inlays all around it, and it just goes into the dash with the leather dash and the contrast stitching, nice soft textures. Also the panoramic sky lounge with the LED roof. That is something that just sets a nice flare and tone. Anytime you're driving at nighttime, you can just relax and cruise. For the armrest, it is a little bit more firm on the center. For the door panel, very soft, heated armrest, one touch up and down for all the windows. I like the wood inlays and the ambiance lighting and the speaker with the metal mesh. And storage-wise, you could fit probably 4 or 5 16.9 ounce bottles. Opening up in here, you have a storage and another USB port. Just a lot of connectivity in this vehicle. If you need to go through your presets, you could just slide your finger across if you forget which station you're on. The climate control, I like the fact that you don't have to do everything through the infotainment. Let's check out that second row. For the second row, I'm at 39.9 inches of headroom, 37.6 inches of legroom. What I've done, because these seats adjust electronically, they're a little bit slow, as I put it all the way back so you can see the recline, and I adjusted it all the way back so you could see the captain's seat adjustments here on the side also move. You will have 2 cup holders here in the center. You can fit probably a 20 ounce bottle. This is a 16.9 ounce water bottle, 2 USB ports, an auxiliary, an area that you can fit a large phone, a small phone, or even an iPad, dual climate control settings, heated rear seats. I like the high gloss in between the air vents, and I just like the way it sits back here. You get another USB behind both of the front seats and an area that you can connect your iPad device or whatever. It would just extend out. You do have storage behind both of the seats. For the armrest, very soft. Door panel wise, one touch up and down for all the windows. I like the wood inlays and the ambiance lighting. Storage, you could fit at least 3 or 4 16.9 ounce water bottles. Power sunshades in the rear, and you can move that panoramic moonroof all the way open as well. Let's check out that third row. For the third row, 36.6 inches of headroom, 33.3 inches of legroom. It's going to be a little bit tight, but 2 occupants can fit. I've adjusted the other seat all the way back in the recline because I would not be able to fit otherwise. You have your climate control settings here on the roof with the Alcantara headliner, and I do like the setup. Heated third row seats. I mean, this is full-blown luxury. The Alcantara comes down to the pillars as well. 1 cup holder on both sides. And if you move a little bit, you can open this up and you have a USB port for both of the occupants in the third row. Going over your tech, hit the home button here so you can get out of the navigation. Click onto the car button right here, and this will go over every single detail. I have really went through a lot of them. I'll link the X740i so you can see more of the infotainment screen, because I've more or less already done all this. But if you want to make that a little bit bigger so you can just see everything that you have here, it does have your weather. You can find your Park Mobile, which is a really nice app if you live in the city. Driver Recorder, which is really a nice setup, because whenever you set this up, you do not have to have a dash cam. It will record everything for you in the system, and then God forbid you have an accident, It's already recorded. You didn't have to buy anything. It's already done in the BMW, and this is the setup for it. Sliding it down, you have your carrying car in your experience mode and your climate control rules. It's kind of an interesting name that they have, but it works. You can just slide through here. The nice thing about it is when the temperature is set, however you like to set it, over or under a certain degree, it will turn on the ventilated or heated seat functionality or your heated steering wheel, and you can set this for the driver and the passenger. Click into your driving information here. Sports displays, this will tell you your G-force. You can also see your pound-feet of torque and your horsepower whenever you're doing it. Going to your driver dynamics, you can do a standard sport. You can do the Sports Plus, individual, and you can also configure it yourself to make it as sport derived as you want. You can also change it to a comfort mode, which will just leave it in the vehicle, will do everything for you to balance it out. Taking the X7 M50 out, 523 horsepower, twin turbo, 4.4 liter V8, should be a great delight. 0 to 60. For the size of this vehicle, I mean, you're getting super quick speed. I have it set in the sport mode. It's a little bit more bumpy. The steering wheel is a little bit more heavy. I do like that they are giving you those features, because now when I put it into eco mode, just to see the difference, the steering wheel becomes extremely light. The car actually seems a bit boaty. Going over speed bumps should be a little bit more pleasurable, and it really is. It does mask the bumps a little bit more better than it does in the Sport Plus. As soon as you put it in, you hear that RPM, and then you feel the steering and the dynamics now, as you're seeing, completely different vehicle. So we're going to try it out on both modes and a comfort mode as well, do some of the features in the vehicle. 553 pound-feet of torque. We're going to see how well it performs. I'm going to try to set it as straight as possible before. Now give us a, oh wow, it just sets you back. And I mean, you're up to 60 so quick. You don't have to hit high RPMs as well. If you want to hear the exhaust note, just leave it at a higher rev. Just really glides nice and ever so easy. Even with 22-inch wheels and in sport mode, the dynamics, as you're seeing, not boaty. The hood stays pretty flush on the vehicle, so I do like the fact that it does have the full dynamic capabilities on that. And I mean, just giving it some throttle at any area, it's ready to rock and roll. And that's what you're wanting when you have a twin turbo engine, something that just performs effortlessly, and you get good gas consumption too. So it's really nice in that aspect. We're going to do a quick U-turn to see the turn radius in the model. This is a longer vehicle, being over 200 inches. So to see it turn on a dime, it may not do so, but I'm figuring at least 2 lanes. Complete stop, gonna do a full U-turn, and we're getting right about 2.5 lanes. So it's not really bad. Giving it throttle sets you back. It is lovely. I like the fact that, you know, setting cruise control is ever so easy as well. You just turn it on and it's already ready. So that is a good flair to the vehicle, and it does keep you in the lane relatively well. We're going to put it in a comfort mode now. So this is going to change the dynamics of the vehicle. It's also going to change the steering. So now the steering is a lot more light. I don't feel as much road at all. Super quiet with the dual pane windows. Comfort for these seats. They're multi-contour, so you can really adjust it to fit any preference that you need. I like the heads-up display. It shows everything that you need, and you don't have any, you know, problems that you have to look at the infotainment screen, because you have your navigation on the gauge cluster as well. If I put it in Eco Pro, now we're taking the tachometer off. We're going as eco-friendly as possible in the vehicle. So it's going to have your auto start stop. It will do that also in the eco mode, but I like the fact that it really does change the whole dynamics of the vehicle when you do change these modes. I mean, now it's more boaty, it's not as dynamic. You do just glide over everything, which is also really nice. The fact that everything just keeps you molded in the seats, whether you're on a sport mode or a eco-friendly mode, and the fact that it has good sound barriers. Visibility, I can see all around the cabin, and you do have your blind spot monitoring system. It is a little bit difficult to see past the second row. You would have to turn almost a 90-degree angle. You have a lot of ground clearance with the vehicle. It's something that you could take off-roading if you need be. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's something that you could tow with. A family of 6 can fit in the vehicle without any issues, and everybody is sitting almost like first class. I do like that. I mean, the fact that you got heated door panels for your armrest, that's just nice. The fact that everything just easy access too. The gesture control, I do like that. It is a little bit more sensitive. Brakes on the vehicle, you got your M Sport brakes. I will say that they are a little bit less firm. Now, if you are comparing it to other vehicles, this model will compare heavy to your AMG GLS 63. That model I really liked, but the price point of this one is extremely inexpensive compared to the two. So it is something that, because some people like BMW, some people like Mercedes, I like them both. They both have pros and cons, but if you are in the market for these vehicles, I would definitely recommend you test drive both and watch the reviews, which I'll link in the description. Giving it some throttle. Oh yeah. Gets up to speed in the soft leather seats. Now, I wish they had some M badging on the seats. They don't, but it would make a little bit more of a flair. And I do like the lane keep assist when you're running off the lane. As you're seeing, it pushes you back and you don't have to turn on any features. You just push it on at the beginning, or you can take it off. But the fact that you could do this is really a nice feature, and you can see it. It's telling you keep in the lane. I like the safety features and what BMW is going at. We're gonna take this back to BMW of Wesley Chapel, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. So with the backup assistance, we put it into drive. You'll notice that it says 0 feet. As we're moving forward, it's actually registering what I'm doing exactly. So now that I stop, I'm going to put it into reverse. All I have to do is hold the brake and brake whenever I want to. It goes exactly to the area in which I was before. And as you see, just holding the brakes. I'd like to thank Phil here at BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2021 BMW X7 M50i X-Drive for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button. Check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.